Detective Bart Pringle sits heavily in his creaky chair, the springs groaning under his weight. He sips lukewarm coffee. The taste is stale as the unsolved cases on his desk. The office, cluttered yet organized, mirrors Pringle's methodical mind. A baffling report lies on the desk, a missing teapot, a mystery as absurd as it is intriguing. Pringle stares at the report, his expression a mix of amusement and determination. Bart arrives at the museum, his gaze drawn to the empty display case where the whispering teapot of Windermere once sat. Ms. Abernathy, a curator whose nerves are as visible as her spectacles, anxiously wrings her hands. Bart approaches the locked display case, his expression a mix of skepticism and growing curiosity. Bart's voice rises with disbelief. No alarms? No forced entry? Just gone? Ms. Abernathy wrings her hands even tighter, her face etched with worry. Bart delves into the museum's aged records, searching for any whisper of the teapot's past. He discovers a faded newspaper clipping that speaks of the teapot's rumored ability to whisper secrets. Bart dismisses the tale with a snort, unconvinced by such fanciful notions. As he turns the page, a small, folded note mysteriously falls out, hinting at an inside job. Bart picks up the note, his eyes widening slightly as intrigue sparks within him. "Well now, this is interesting," Bart mutters, a hint of excitement in his voice. Bart slumbers at his desk, surrounded by chaos. Penny bursts in, her energy disrupting the quiet. Crime scene photos scatter across the desk, jolting Bart awake. 32 seconds, Bart. That's all it took. Cameras down, thief in, priceless artifact gone. Bart groans, his face buried in his arms, clearly annoyed by the rude awakening. He struggles to lift his head, the weight of the news heavy on his tired mind. In Bart's dimly lit office, Penny reveals a blurry security still, her finger pointing accusingly at the indistinct figure. Bart squints, unimpressed. "Could be anyone, Penny." Penny's grip tightens on Bart's arm, her resolve hardening. "It's not anyone, Bart. It's our guy. I feel it." With unwavering determination, Penny declares, "We're going to find him, Bart. We're going to catch him, and we're going to get that artifact back." Bart's sigh fills the office, thick with defeat. The rough fabric of his coat feels like another layer of the world's weight. "All right, Penny. Where do we start?" Penny's voice rings with anticipation. "The museum, of course. I want to see the scene for myself," their faces reflecting the gravity of their quest. A crumpled piece of paper becomes their guide, each glance confirming they are on the right track. Their strides are purposeful, each step echoing the urgency that drives them forward. The city fades into a blur, their focus narrowing as they approach their destination. Inside Alistair Finch's antique shop, a chaotic symphony of relics and aged paper fills every corner. Bart navigates the labyrinth, pushing aside a precarious stack of encyclopedias. Penny carefully threads her way through the maze, squeezing past a suit of armor. The air hangs heavy with the scent of forgotten stories, a testament to time's passage. Alistair Finch appears from the shadows of his antique shop, his presence immediately unsettling. Alistair's intense gaze pierces the silence. "The whispering teapot?" He dismisses their quest with a sneer. "Trinket. Ideal in genuine articles." Alistair reveals a crucial detail, his words laced with suspicion. "However, I recall a woman more interested in the security panel than porcelain." Bart and Penny step into Millie's workshop, a chaotic space filled with wires and strange gadgets. Wires snake across every surface, and bizarre gadgets crowd the tables, hinting at the eccentric genius at work. Millie Gable, a large woman with electric purple hair, stands amidst the mess. Bart speaks, his voice cutting through the clutter. "We're looking for Mildred Gable." Millie responds with a bright, welcoming tone. "That's me. What can I do for you?" Millie's observant eyes sparkle, hinting at the inventive mind behind the chaotic facade. In Millie's workshop, Penny holds up a picture, the image of the teapot. As Penny shows the picture, Millie's expression shifts, deepening into seriousness. Penny explains, "We're investigating the theft of the whispering teapot." Millie responds, The whispering teapot? I've heard the rumors. Millie dismisses the rumors. People think it's magic. It's not. Millie walks toward a complex device, clarifying. It's a simple 18th century listening device. Millie gestures towards a silent panel of electronics, her expression serious. The museum's ancient security system was listening for the teapot's whispers to prove its authenticity. I disabled it because it was creating an electromagnetic feedback loop that was interfering with my experiments. Millie's tone turns grave. I didn't steal the teapot, but I know who did. Bart and Penny listen intently, their expressions a mix of concern and curiosity. Detective agency. Millie points to her laptop, where a grainy, black and white video flickers with secrets. Bart and Penny lean in, their eyes squinting as they watch the hidden camera footage. On the screen, a young intern shuffles nervously, his gaze fixed on the antique teapot, his hands fidgeting. A faint whispering accompanies the sound of the teapot rattling as the intern accidentally knocks it into his bag. Millie declares, "The thief isn't a professional, it's just some intern." Bart and Penny confront the intern in his chaotic office, the tension palpable. The intern squirms, a sheepish grin failing to mask his discomfort. Penny's voice cuts through the clutter. "We know you took the teapot." The intern stammers, his excuse flimsy. "I just thought it looked cool and wanted to take a selfie with it." The cluttered office seems to amplify the intern's guilt. In the detective agency, Bart slumbers deeply on the couch, his snores filling the air. Penny's restless energy fills the room as she paces back and forth, her mind already racing with possibilities. Millie watches Penny, a smile gracing her lips as she enjoys Penny's whirlwind enthusiasm. Penny stops abruptly, her eyes gleaming with anticipation. "What's our next case?" Bart settles heavily into his chair, the recovered teapot a silent sentinel on his desk. An intern enters, his movements betraying a nervous energy that fills the room. The intern places the teapot on the desk, avoiding eye contact, his unease palpable. The intern stammers, "It's not a whisper, it's a ticking." The intern's words hang in the air, unanswered, the ticking a looming presence. Bart seizes the teapot, scrutinizing every contour with intense focus. He tilts the teapot, his ear pressed close, listening for any telltale sign. It's mechanical. Penny dismisses the discovery. It's probably just a cheap mechanism. Alone in the evidence room, Bart sets the teapot beneath a lamp, its light revealing hidden details. His gaze sharpens as he carefully examines the teapot's surface, searching for any sign. With a small tool, he gently probes the teapot, each movement measured and precise. The ticking grows louder, each tick resonating with a growing sense of urgency. His expression hardens, the realization dawning that this is far more than a malfunction. A cold dread washes over him as the teapot's true nature begins to reveal itself. His face inches away. His brow is furrowed in concentration as he holds a jeweler's loupe to his eye. Penny sighs dramatically, her boredom filling the cluttered shop. The shop whispers tales of forgotten eras, each antique a silent storyteller. Bart carefully uses fine tools, searching for any imperfection. His intense focus highlights the hidden history within the teapot. In the dim light of the antique shop, Bart's focused hands manipulate an old teapot with deliberate care. A soft click echoes as the lid gives way, revealing a hidden compartment within. Nestled in protective felt, a tiny clockwork music box waits to be discovered. As Bart winds the music box, a delicate, haunting tune begins to fill the antique shop. Penny's eyes widen, her face mirroring astonishment as the melody unfolds. The music box continues its song, an enchanting counterpoint to the silent surprise on Penny's face. Amidst the antique shop's symphony of ticking clocks, Penny leans in, her voice hushed with urgency. Bart listens intently, a flicker of recognition igniting in his eyes, cutting through the shop's stillness. His gaze drops to the ornate music box, casual curiosity morphing into focused attention. Penny whispers, That's the same song from the old Silver Bell robbery case." Understanding dawns on Bart's face. his lips curving into a subtle grin. Bart's grin hints at the adrenaline-fueled realization. The teapot wasn't a piece of junk. It was a key. Bart and Penny enter the city archives, where history whispers from every shelf. Dust motes dance in the dim light, revealing endless rows of aged documents and forgotten relics. The heavy scent of decaying paper fills the air, a palpable reminder of time's passage. Bart and Penny approach Reggie Thorne, an old man cloaked in the weight of history. Reggie sits buried behind a desk, lost in the stacks of papers and forgotten objects. In the heart of the city archives, Bart begins to wind the music box, its gears whirring softly. A delicate melody dances through the towering shelves, filling the room with its antique sound. Reggie's eyes flicker with recognition as the melody washes over him, a long dormant memory surfacing. "That tune," Reggie rasps, his voice strained. "That's the song of the Clockwork Crew." His words cut through the melody, revealing a hidden history of thieves and coded messages. They were a band of thieves who left music boxes at their crime scenes, and the song is a code. Amidst the silent archives, Reggie guides Bart and Penny toward an ancient wooden map, its faded markings hinting at long-forgotten secrets. Reggie's finger traces the faded ink, unveiling the map's true purpose. Each note in the melody corresponds to a location on this map, Reggie explains, his voice echoing softly in the vast archives. Reggie reveals the stunning truth. It's not just a key, it's a map to their final haul, the Silver Bells themselves. The wooden map looms, its faded ink promising untold riches.